Hey everybody, welcome to the LBT Students YouTube channel, and this is the 30th take and I still don't know what the YouTube channel name is because I have the attention span of a squirrel. Anyway, all this segment is, this Tales with Tyler, is just going to be me getting in front of a camera and telling you some life stories, hopefully with some morals, but probably not because it's me. So let's get right into it. This first story takes place when I was in 8th grade, and let me give you a visual of what I looked like in 8th grade. A slow, oversized roly-poly, okay? I could not do anything. I couldn't get out of a car. I couldn't run. I was 5'3" and 210 pounds, all right? I was like a big cottage cheese, all right? So, in 8th grade, I had this friend called Reagan, and I feel like everybody has that one friend in your friend group that you just do not like, and maybe they come to your house and just sleep on the couch, maybe they eat all your food, or maybe they take massive number 3s in your toilet and forget to flush down their shortcakes. I don't know, but we all have that one friend that's in our friend group that we don't like, and Reagan was that friend. And not that we hated Reagan, we did, he just got on our nerves sometimes. For example, Reagan drove this baby blue mom car Honda with 4 doors, and he thought that thing was a race car, and he would race it all around town, and at times he would get bags of Burger King about yay big, grenade it into my yard like he was in Vietnam. See what I mean? Now, I remember I used to drive around with Reagan, and we would cruise around my old town, blasting the widest rapper Tech 9 music, just living it up. And one day, we're driving, and Reagan looks over at me. He goes, "Tyler, I want to take you to go see a haunted church." And me, being in 8th grade, decided, heck yeah, I want to go see this haunted church. And so we drive over the railroad tracks and into the woods. And I was expecting this church to be maybe 5 miles. No, this thing was in the middle of nowhere, all right? This thing was 30 miles down this deserted 2-lane road that was winding with trees on either side. And the deeper and deeper we go, I'm expecting to see big stick mounds and like hillbillies walking out the woods with a homemade weaponry that can speak no English. I don't know. Anyway, so as we get farther and farther down this road, I'm beginning to get more and more scared. I don't know if Reagan's taking me to the place to like murder me. I have no idea what this is. But finally, after 40 minutes of driving, we come to the end of this road, and we can go one of 2 ways: left into a maze of dirt roads and right into a maze of dirt roads. And around this time, I was sitting in my chair, and Reagan was like acting like he was all cool with his sunglasses on, even though it was the evening time. And I look over at him and I say, "Reagan, I don't want to die because I know you want to see a haunted church and all and make all these really fun memories and stuff. But honestly, I am 100% certain if we go down one of these roads, we're going to see a dead goat hanging from a tree before we stumble upon a pagan ritual site and are brutally murdered, so I don't think we should do this." And Reagan, he said 4 words to me, and I'll never forget them. He goes, "Psh, you ain't going to die." So we go right into this maze of dirt roads, and we are going left, right, I have no idea. And finally, after about 10 minutes down this dirt road, there's an opening in the trees, and there's a small field with this church, or at least Reagan said it was a church. It looked like a schoolhouse from the 1800s, kind of like something you'd see in Little House on the Prairie. Except it was like, instead of straight out of Compton, it was straight out The Conjuring, okay? The steeple was falling down, moss was growing up the side, looked like it'd been in a fire. But it wasn't necessarily the church that scared me, it was the graveyard right next to the church. Because the gravestones, in the place of the names and dates, which it didn't have, it looked like someone had taken a corpse and a bunch of wet concrete, poured concrete over the dead dude's face and said, "Oh, there we go." So there were just dead people's faces molded in these tombstones. So Reagan parks in this patch of dirt and right in front of the church, and I can't say I hopped out the car because that would be a lie. I opened the door and just kind of fell out into the dirt and then just kind of pushed myself up. Anyway, so I start making my way up these church steps, and Reagan's already at the top because, you know, he's skinny and I'm 210 pounds. And when we get to the top, Reagan knocks on the door. Now, let's take a break from the story. What I'm about to say happened, and I could not have written this down in 100 years, okay? Someone could have sat me down earlier that day and told me exactly what was about to occur, and I still would not have been prepared for it. So, ready? Here it goes. Reagan knocks on the door. I look up at him. "What'd you expect that to do, you idiot?" And the homeless man that was living underneath the church looks up between the cracks in the floorboards, and he knocks back, okay? And Reagan, at this time, looks down, recoils in shock, starts screaming. I almost fall down the stairs, and I'm like clutching on little dilapidated handrails. Reagan sprints down, and by this time, I am down the stairs too. I've fallen into the dirt. I've eaten dirt. Dirt's all over me. I look up. Reagan has gotten into his car and driven away, okay? And so I start sprinting because I don't want to get eaten by some homeless hillbilly, all right? And so I'm sprinting and my fat rolls are forming, making the yin-yang symbol for peace. And I'm running, and by the time I make it to like where the trees close off and it's the dirt road, I'm out of breath and I can run no more. That's how out of shape I was. And so I stopped and I looked behind me. And there was no homeless man following me because he must have stayed underneath the church. And so at that point, I didn't care if I was about to die. I wanted to walk. So I start walking, just looking behind me every now and then to make sure someone wasn't following me. And Reagan stopped about half a mile up the road. And as I'm walking, I finally see the car, the baby blue Honda. And he must see me in the rearview mirror because he sticks his head out the window and goes, "Howdy, fatty!" And so I get in the car. And that was the tensest 50-hour-minute car ride home. And that's how I end this story. So I hope you enjoy and stay tuned for more Tales with Tyler.